It would not be a TTRPG stream without technical difficulties. Promise.
There. Oh, I heard something.
Yay.
So they can hear us?
Cool.
Yay!
Yay, I get to read that entire blurb again. Yay, everybody. So, welcome to the Diversity Saves Black History Month live stream of CBR+PNK. I'm going to read a blurb real quick. If this is your first time tuning into Diversity Saves, they are a 501c3 nonprofit organization made up of passionate BIPOC and LGBTQIA plus neurodivergent and disabled TTRPG creators, actors, and fans who want to create a means to amplify voices not only in the community, but in the works we consume across the industry. They are committed to promoting and uplifting marginalized communities in the tabletop role-playing industry, and with the funding from donors, seek to aid the community with grants for marginalized creators, provide TTRPG supplies and materials to educate, and recreational centers to promote education and creative exploration, and uplift voices by providing a platform for underrepresented creators to promote diversity and inclusion. You can check them out at diversitysaves.org to learn more, follow them on social media, join the growing Discord community, and donate. All right. So with that out of the way, hi, my name's John Perry. I'm going to be running a game tonight, and with us, I'm going to go to my left is Alex.
I knew it was going to be me first. Hi, my name is Alex. My pronouns are they, them. I am a TTRPG enthusiast and a DM. You can find me anywhere on Batty Bards. So the little link that y'all see on the overlay, that is where you can find me. Super excited to be here. I'm going to be playing an old man named Mojo Dojo. Super excited to play him too.
Jonn?
Hey, I'm Shireen. My pronouns are they, them, and he, him. I am a lifelong TTRPG enthusiast, D&D, Cyberpunk, literally anything. I've tested it out at least 1 or 9 times. Tonight I'll be playing Sniper Joel Volta, an Outlander or Nomad. Just calling him an Outlander for, reasons you'll figure out quickly. And I'm excited to be here.
All right, that brings us to Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. My pronouns are they, them. I am a TRPG writer, editor, and occasional streamer. And I am playing today a Neon Oracle, I've decided is what I'm going with. Named Tally. That's all I got.
Exciting stuff.
And Koaria.
Yo, my name is Kawiria. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing a bounty hunter butch with revenge on her mind and a glowing purple afro. Oh, should I say something about myself? Okay, yes. I'm a YouTuber and voice actor. Nice to meet you all.
Nice.
And again, I'm John Perry. I'm actually been doing TTRPGs for over 35 years, so probably longer than a lot of people have been alive here, unfortunately. I've been a podcaster, streamer, done a little voice acting, actually part of a Raleigh tabletop RPG community here where I run multi-table stories using homebrew settings. And today I'm here to be the GM for the game. So to tell you a little bit about our setting, we are playing Cyberpunk, and in this Cyberpunk world, there are flying vehicles. A lot of those vehicles, both flying and land, have take on animal shapes. So it's possible that you could be driving a very cool looking motorcycle that looks like a raven, or you could possibly be just riding a rhinoceros vehicle or a bird, for all that matters. It's a very stark contrast between clean and dirty from the haves and the have-nots. And where we will be opening this story will be as the doors open to the space elevator, and our Shadowrunners find themselves looking out upon Shelltop Station, a space station that orbits the Earth. Everything here is shiny and pristine. You're just inundated with holograms of advertisements and other things. There's people that are constantly pawning wares. And my question to all of you are, if you've been here, what is one of your favorite places here? If this is the first time you've been here, what is one of the things you've heard about, or a place that you probably would like to stop and see after you finish this job? Because of course will go smoothly.
Shelltop Station. I don't think I've been to Shelltop Station, but I think I've heard about Shelltop Station. And I think one of the places that I'm most interested in seeing is, it's a space station, you said. I think so there's like this idea that there was an art gallery or somewhere like that, someplace that like art and sculptures and paintings and portraits and that kind of thing, where that was kept in the space station, just like a place of beauty. I think that's what Mojo is most interested in.
Okay.
All right. I think as for Volta, for a long time, this station has practically been an urban legend to him, because he's been, grounded on the planet in the middle of the wastelands his whole life, only coming to the city I assume this place is connected to just for the occasional big payout job. So I think Volta, being that kind of guy, what he's looking forward to most is the most popular watering hole to socialize, figure out where everything is, get a proper lay of the land from people who come here regularly, but especially figure out who has the best deets on cyberware.
All right. And as you said, the popular watering hole, that is the name of the place, is the most popular watering hole. Very pretentious name.
So presumptuous.
That is like the only one on this space station, so of course it's the most popular.
This whole time, Opal is just muttering under her breath. She doesn't want to be here. She's got bad memories at the most popular watering hole, was it? She's got bad memories at that place. She had a bad job with a fellow bounty hunter one time in the past, but she's gonna go there anyways because she's an alcoholic.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
And it's the most popular watering hole.
It's the most popular watering hole.
Still true. Like, part of you hates it, but you can't beat that cheap beer.
Tally has definitely been here before and probably has family members who live here and like work here. But their favorite place would be some sort of like upgrade. Clinic isn't really the right word, but like where people go to get upgrades to any of their like cybernetic implants. But it's a specific one where, because they're doing these specific kinds of upgrades, you have to like shut off everything that you've got, and it like shuts off right when you walk in. And because Tally has sort of like a glitchy cybernetic implant, they just love going there and like sitting in the quiet in their own head and like pretending that they're picking out some upgrades while they're really just like enjoying the piece.
Oh yeah, so like a Ripper Doc.
All right, so we have a beautiful art gallery. We have the most popular watering hole, and we have someone who's had terrible memories of that most popular watering hole. So I know you have terrible memories in the most popular watering hole, but do you have any good memories or heard of anything interesting up there besides that?
So Opal gets like this really edgy, somber expression on her face. The only good memories I have are of dates with my dead girlfriend. There's a fountain by the arts section that I like to go and cry at. So I guess I'll go there.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
There's like a fountain beside the art section. The art exhibit.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mojo.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mojo is near the fountain, tossing a credit around, debating whether or not to throw it into the fountain. He's probably not gonna, but you know.
I named this the Hope Plaza Fountain just to take a cheap dig at you because I'm here to make personal attacks and I don't feel bad.
As well, you shouldn't.
Mojo, it's time to move on. I know I haven't been here, but I can tell what's going on in your mind right now. Jilted X to Jilted X. Well, Jilted X to widower. Jilted X to I don't know what's going on here. You need to put your pants up. It's time to get going. We need to figure out where we're going from here. Because if you could get distracted, I'll get distracted, and then I will go to the most popular watering hole.
Well, I'm not opposed to the most popular watering hole.
So you're here for you actually have a good reason to be here other than, to cry tears into the Hope Plaza Fountain, drink cheap beer and look at cybernetics that are well out of your price range. The real reason here is you were on a job and fixer named Ramirez tried to betray you and things happened. Shots were fired, and unfortunately, before you could get the information you needed, one of those shots hit the data storage on the Neuralink of Ramirez. So you have a data store, and you're in need of getting that repaired. And because this tech is higher than anything you have access to. If maybe if we go up to Shelltop Station and find the person who's believed to be the best cybernetics dealer on the planet or in space or orbiting the planet, Mr. Potato Head, you decide to take it here to see if you could maybe get that information pulled off of the damaged data store.
All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Volta being a tech guy himself, especially when it comes to this sort of thing, he's definitely just kind of been looming over whoever's holding this thing like, hey, if you want to sit around here and mope around and not go to Mr. Potato Head, I can get into that thing with my assorted MacGyver tech, but you guys have already expressed you don't want me doing that, so you need to make up your mind right now, because if I get into it, I will do everything to get into it, which might come at a cost to us. I'll be honest with you just this one time.
Where is the data store? We have it?
Yes, you have it.
We have it. We just need to go get it fixed.
Storage. Yeah. Because it's fairly it's damaged, and it'll take some specialized tools that that aren't. There's some of it's black market, but some of it's just at a fair price point to try to repair this, and you're risking losing all that data if you try to just force your way in it with the type of tech that you're having out down on the planet. So you're really going to take advantage of either get access to the high tech equipment up here on Shell Station, or get someone there to actually get someone there to try to pull the data for you.
But But if you really don't want to go to Potato Head, I can just hook this up to the computer in my van.
I think in this case, Mr. Potato Head is the right choice.
Exactly.
Not that anyone is doubting your ability. I think that you probably, we don't have to tell anyone this, but I think probably that you truly are better than Mr. Potato Head. But in this case, let's just like keep ourselves safe. We'll take it to someone else.
Yeah,
you've
let's
got
take
me
it to Mr.
verklempt.
Potato Head.
All right, let's get to Potato Head. Mojo, Doji, you need to. Let's go. You need to hold someone's hand.
Mojo kind of like Mojo started like bats people's hands away and like flips the credit into the fountain and hobbles his old decrepit ass to Mr. Potato Head.
Like,
is
as
Mr.
you're
Potato Head
walking away,
easily accessible? Like, do we know where he is?
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's like it's a customized cyberware shop. It's not like one of the other chains that are all over the place. It's just he has one shop that has multiple cyber surgeons and technicians. Let's imagine if there was like an Apple store of cyberware. That's what Mr. Potato Head is. But besides that, as you're walking away, one of you see like a multi-legged like droid that clicks by, and as you're leaving the fountain, you see it clamber over the edge of the fountain, and then back over with a credit stick in its tines as it skitters back under a bench into the darkness with its newfound treasure.
This little sumbitch took my coin.
Opal is getting increasingly irritated because there's too much noise around the fountain and I can't just cry in peace. Are you kidding me?
What the hell was that, Barmint?
It looks like some sort of like, I don't know. It looks like some kind of like insectoid type drone critter.
I would like to follow that thing.
Yeah, Mojo wants to kick it and get the credit back.
Listen, you already
Just
tossed it in
living
the
its
fountain.
best life.
You know. Okay, everybody, let's discuss real quick. What do you think that thing's gonna buy?
With a singular credit, not much.
Exactly.
Oil.
Let's go.
Okay. I won't kick it. I thought about it.
I'm kicking it. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
All right.
Mojo
I
goes like,
parts.
"That's the spirit," and like follows after Opal.
I want the parts. This is the only
I'd
reason
like to
Opal's
kick.
following.
Punt this thing.
Like goals.
I want to kick it into orbit.
You want to change your angle, like you're here to just have a chance to kick this drone.
Okay. Well,
I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to kick this drone.
I don't like being interrupted. So for now, I'm getting revenge on this thing, this robot insectoid.
Okay, so
John
we'll put
better
that
not
on the
do it
list
again.
of. We'll put that as like a side quest for this mission.
Got
Get
varmint?
that- All right, so you make your way to Mr. Potato Head, and it's a huge holographic neon sign of Mr. Potato Head, and it looks just like the toy you've seen. It looks like crisp, and the place looks like it's just like glass and like white surfaces. As you go in, there's all this cyberware that's behind glass with little almost like little holographic, not even salespeople. They're like models that are here giving you information about the different cyberware, and this is like almost overwhelming with all. It just seems like everything is here is trying to get you to buy something or provide information, do everything that this place can to get you to buy it, and you get directed to where the actual repair and section is, the technicians. And you go back, and what you see is this individual that seems to be leaned over some sort of station that they're working with two arms, but then they have two extra automated arms. And the odd thing about this person is like their entire head is like a smooth metallic surface. And you're seeing the back of their head as you see the arms moving and the extra mechanical arms reaching and grabbing and moving stuff around. And you're hearing like the little sparks of someone using a solder, and all the technology noises you hear, like whirring little drills and everything as this person is hard at work.
That's not what potatoes look like, is it?
You know, Mojo Dojo, I will give you back that one credit you lost if you smack this guy up the flat side of his shiny bald head.
I smack him immediately.
Oh my god! Sorry.
I smack him immediately.
I was joking. Oh my god!
Okay.
I want to hit him so that his head
Volta
goes
is
around.
aghast.
Like, so when you start approaching him, you see him reach up to his face and slide a metal plate that has an eye on it to the back of his head, and the two robot arms, like the joints invert as they turn towards you as you're about to slap him, and you see the sparks of the power drill, Aurora's power drill, and
You're
the
in
sparks of it
trouble.
as you approach him. And then he reaches up and kind of does a little thing, and another metal plate that's stuck that like kind of just looks attached. It's like arm reaches down, picks it up, it clinks into place on the back of his head. It looks to be a little mouth. It's like, can I help you?
I'm not here with him.
I'm supposed to hit you for a credit.
That's not true.
Like,
You young sons of bitches always making me look ridiculous.
You should know by now when I'm fucking with you at this point.
Yeah, you see him. You see his arm reach back behind his head and like move it towards the person that said that to one of you, and then like another eye slides with the left hand, and that one aims toward it. So it's like so that they're in positions where he can take in all four of you at once. And then he's like, and he turns around and kind of spins them back again to face towards you, and you see that there are several like different components that are clinked onto the metal at different places, and he like starts taking the ones he's not using down and putting them back so that he looks more like he has a face. Like he picks up like what looks like a nose, and it like you can hear the magnet as it like clicks to it, and he's just like, "How can I help you, customer?"
Hey, been a while. Do you think you could point me to, better beer and or a job to do?
If you can always fill out an application at Mr. Potato Head. We're always looking for new talent employees. You as long as you have a college education, you can always work at Mr. Potato Head.
I turn to the rest of the group every time I ask him this. Just to see what he'll say. He says the same thing every damn time.
It doesn't take a college education to know a thing to do about cyber. You see this hand right here, and he shows his cybernetic multi-tool arm, and just quickly flashes between the assorted tools. One thing rolls out, screwdriver, wrench. His fingers have like different size little tools.
Like
you don't need to go to college for this.
He slides an eye to look at it, then he like reaches with another hand and pops off the voice sensor he used, sits it down, and puts another one that has a fairly contemptuous expression on its mouth. It like kind of grimaces. Of course.
You're so like a little bit electrocuted in the shower. It's no big deal. We just smack it back together and it's fine. I just need a better heat pad.
If you go down the block, there is a toaster repair place where I think you might be able to find work.
Toaster. Oh God.
Ooh, I think I like you. Hey, we actually need your help with something.
Yeah.
If you could repair
hold up the little thing.
This thingy for us.
Yeah.
I think it might. Oh, you hold that up because at first he starts to talk about how like it probably would be easier to replace that arm than to try to repair it. But then he realizes you're talking about the data.
There's nothing better than Outlander ingenuity, I'll have you know. But yeah, we're here for that.
Yes, it's quite quaint.
Mm-hmm.
Quaint.
Quaint.
Wow.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Can I smack him now? Is that a thing I can do?
I don't know. I kind of love it. I'm really enjoying my time here.
But he'll hold out one of the hands will hold out and it'll like split open into like a 3-prong thing from the drill to try to take the data storage from you. And it'll wait to be handed the data storage.
I'll hand him the little data storage thingy and say, "Be careful with that now. We need that."
I don't know if you noticed, but it looks like there's a bullet hole in it.
What? Who did that?
How did that happen?
How did that get there?
Don't look at me.
Oh, also there's seen like you also missed the spot, and he like rubs off a little bit of blood from it. Like,
oh my
this
God.
will make it slightly more complicated to get the information off.
Listen,
We know you can do
but
it.
not impossible.
Yeah, he like kind of like takes one of the eyes, moves it up back. The robot arms turn and go back to work while he's having a conversation with you. Like, since you're one of my favorite customers who doesn't buy anything, I'll do this for a discount for you.
That sounds great. What kind of discount we talking?
He gives you a price that's still like way too high.
Can I interest you in parts? Do you believe in the bartering system? How about paying for?
Okay, if you want to try to barter with him, I will let you influence, try to influence. But how do you want to approach influencing this individual?
All right, Volta just stands up straight, pops his hip out a little bit, rests one hand on it. All right. So recently, and I'm gonna all right, quick question before I go into this. Are flashbacks do they have to actually be connected or plotting your story, or could it just be a flashback to something that someone did for the sake of the narrative?
Yeah, I'm anything that happened earlier that could help you now. I mean, ideally help you. You could do a flashback that hurts you, but I would advise against it. But yeah, you couldn't have a flashback that just you could just say you did this thing and that's why you have this, or you could be like, oh well, I prepared for the situation beforehand, and I just say that you did that preparation with flashback. If it's a little short vignette, you could describe it, or if it's like a quick scene, you can like role play it. It all depends on how you want to do it.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say I came prepared for just this moment. We were going out in space. I needed some of my good shit because us Outlanders, what we do is barter. Rather than we use money unless we're in the city, and we don't even like being in the city. But a hot minute while back, me and my family recently we raided a military convoy and have acquired some very interesting technology that you might be interested in. You know what we Outlanders do, right?
Oh, and he's like, it's like, because it never really turns his head. He only like reaches up and moves the eyes to face the person you're talking. Like, oh, what might that be? You have my full attention as he moves both eyes to be facing you.
All right, cool. So he's gonna reach into this. He's gonna take off this dusty rucksack he's been carrying up in here, and reach into it, just toss out some things and bits and bobs. Well, not toss them out, but kind of just set him to the side. He cares about his stuff, all right. Even if to the regular person it looks like junk, but then amongst the dusty things, he pulls out a very clean-looking cube. I'm not even going to try to give dimensions on this thing. I'm bad at math. And inside that cube,
no, that's fine.
He opens it up, and inside of it's like this shining spherical thing, and it's some kind of an energy core. Basically, one of these bad boys, he finally says, can charge a city block.
Okay, he's like, Oh, it's like he moves the eye. He like inspects it. Like one of the arms puts something down, gets an attachment as a magnifier. You like, and it's like it has both an eye and then a tiny magnifier for that eye. So that hand moves around it to inspect it, and you just like, yes, this will do. So that's gonna be one stress flashback, because back when you did that, it probably took a lot of effort for you to get it.
Yeah.
So
it was check a family off effort.
Yeah. So check off one stress, and you definitely have this. And like as he eyes it, he's just like, "Oh, this is excellent. I will definitely take it." And in the same motion of collecting it and putting it away, the arms come around, and he hands you a data stick. He's like, "Here, everything's been downloaded here," and he holds out the stick.
Were you already? That was mad quick. Were you already snooping through the drive when we were already talking? Were you just going to steal this information?
Oh yeah,
from us?
his robot arms were continuing to work, and the eyes he had facing that way were like going the whole time he was talking to you.
Man, what were you going to do if we walked out of here and able to pay for this? Were you just going to keep that data to yourself?
I mean, I'm sure you would have come up with something. I would have held to it till you found a proper payment. That is store policy. We can't work for free, and I would have given you the cost, and once you were able to pay it, or we would have set you up on a nice credit plan to give you store credit.
Shit.
All right, so you'd have to pay it back. Yeah, you would have to pay it back, and it was an easy 30% interest rate, interest. So it would have been fine.
30% interest.
That's absurd. But
that's ridiculous.
That is unacceptable. One more question: does this pay cover enough for you to delete this information from your data drives? Because this is none of your business. This is our business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We don't want you keeping this information.
Like first off, 30% is comparable for a comparable price. That is the friends and family discount. It should be 50%, but because I know you, because I'm familiar with you, I'm giving you it would have been a significant decrease in interest. Also, welcome to Mr. Potato Head. How can I help you? As he cleared his memory of everything that just happened.
I think we should go.
Oh, pleasure.
So now can I smack him? I'm gonna smack him.
Just try one more time. I'm not giving you that credit chip though. Now this seems to be for your pleasure.
That's fine.
Okay. Oh man, are you gonna smack him for real?
Yeah.
Okay. That is
Ali has already backed away. And it's like, I'm not part of this.
I'm gonna back away as well. I'm backing away, but I'm still looking. I'm very interested.
Yeah, definitely still watching, but definitely also clearly not involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so choose your approach and choose your skill.
Approach. I'm gonna be as smart about it as possible because I don't want no witnesses and I don't want him to,
I mean, you're slapping someone, so there's going to be at least one witness.
That's cool. I don't want no extra witnesses. That's all. Yeah. I'm going to take the smart approach. And I guess my skill is close combat.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're slapping them.
Okay. So I roll 4 dice, right?
Yeah, you add your smart to your close combat, and I'm going to say you're slapping someone in a store, like a high-end store on a space station. So this is going to be like a level 3.
Okay.
Which is the highest level it can be.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to roll some dice.
Oh God.
Oh, not bad. 2 6s, a 5, and a 2.
That's
Oh, it's 2 6s. That's a critical.
Oh, snap.
Oh yeah.
when you slap him, all the little magnet face parts all go flying up everywhere.
We need to get out. Everybody,
Mojo's
scatter.
like, "Yep, time to go," and starts hustling out of the door.
I'm taking pictures.
And
Taking a couple
take
pictures.
pictures.
Even the alert, you see him like on the floor trying to collect, like, because somehow you caught him when he was spinning all of the eye sensors in a round, and you just caught him in a blind spot, and he's just like, oh, sensors, and you see him like blindly find the monsters scattered everywhere. So you hear the mouth talking from like the other side of the room when you slapped it and you sent it sliding across the glass display case, and like kind of bounces off a piece of cyberware with a tink, and like this kind of sticks to the arm of cybernetic arm. It just kind of like bounces off of that and settles there, and he hear his voice like, "Oh my, I seem to have lost my sensors," and he's just like wandering around.
I said smack the guy, not punch him in the next week.
Listen, you didn't specify, so
Was that even?
and Mojo's gonna
goodness.
do a little jig, do a little two-step.
Quit doing your old man two-step. We need to get out of here.
He's two-step into the door.
All right, so since it went undetected, you're able to leave him like his arms are flailing around trying to find at least one of his eye sensors to be able to see again.
This poor droid. Oh God.
I'm running real quick to grab an eye and just stick it in my pocket as a souvenir.
What if there is a sensor on that?
I'll destroy it later.
Okay. When you get bored with it, I want it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. This is a bonding moment.
Let's bond elsewhere.
As we're like rushing,
just stop.
that's terrible. As we're rushing out of here, Tally like sees an eye and sort of like tries to like kick it closer to Mr. Potato Head. Because Tally feels awful about this because they laughed way too hard about what just happened, and it was extremely rude.
Oh, that definitely helps them. You also see like a little skittering droid run by with like a magnetic ear, and it like kind of like squeezes between like two display cases and disappears with it in its little tines.
These little shits are everywhere. That's
Yes.
still an ear.
How do they have an
What kind of
infestation?
space station is this? They're infested.
Can you wait? But just think about what if there really is an infestation and these little guys are everywhere. What do you imagine that horde looks like?
I don't want to imagine what the horde looks like.
Probably some good stuff. If you're
You
down to
know?
go look for them, I'm down.
I'm super down.
Okay, we should look at the data stick first, but then after
We
that,
should.
I think we might need to follow some of these guys back to their horde.
Okay, how about this?
Concur.
I love it. We're just gonna focus on the side quest today. The main quest is not as important.
I want to see what's on this data stick. Can we go get a booth at the most popular watering hole and look at this data? I'm begging you. I want to see the most popular watering hole, and I also want to know what
Mojo.
information we have.
Mojo wants to get drunk.
Let's not
Okay,
get drunk. We got this information.
So
I'm
you
already
go-
drunk.
Oh. Oh no. Let's go.
So you go. Yeah, exactly what that was just put in chat. So you go to the most popular watering hole, and again, there's a holographic signs that are like different images, and you hear it actually has a saying over a speaker like, come in to the most popular watering hole where you can get the best drink. We have drink specials. It's like blah blah. It's like ladies night on Tuesday. Blah blah blah. Oh, it's AI night on Saturday. Karaoke is on. It just goes through a whole bunch of different levels. Welcome to the most popular watering hole. And it's literally, you don't even know if it's the entire building. It just seems to be holograms and the hologram looks like it's an oasis, and by the water there are like the bartenders are by the water at the oasis, and there's like different tables, and it's like you're walking, it's like you clearly aren't stepping in sand, but when you look around you, it's like you're like walked up to like a small sandy oasis with water everywhere, and people are like dressed like in like skimpy attire, like both the male and female, and other waiters are all here is serving in skimpy outfits. It's one of the things that makes it the most popular watering hole. And so you get a booth, which is it seems to just be like a booth that's sitting in the middle of the sand, and a android waiter comes up to take your order. Like, what can I do you for?
What day of the week is it?
Is there karaoke?
It is Monday. It's Monday.
What's the Monday special?
Yeah, I mean, you can like the karaoke station is set up there all the time. It's just there's a specific day for when it's karaoke night where you get there's a drink special, but you can always do karaoke. There's anytime.
I highly recommend the oil fries.
The what?
The oil fries?
Yeah, it's like they basically pour some motor oil over some crispy burnt potatoes. It's really salty, savory.
Why would I pay for that when I could get that for free at home when I'm working on my van and I forget to wash my hands off before eating my chips?
Okay, hater. Anyways, I'm ordering that.
Mojo is going to take a double shot of whiskey, real whiskey, and a watered down beer. Mm-hmm.
That is a terrible combination.
You're correct. You're correct. This is for business, not pleasure.
That's your business drink?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So you can take the time to look at the data to get the that's on there. You were expect information on the person who was responsible for the public library system being privatized, because that's something. I mean, now you've been looking for this for a minute, so it's been like years of effort. So when Ramirez kind of like screwed you over, you're rightfully pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
But you get this data, and when you look through it, there's a bunch of different but then it's like nothing. It is a lot of it is just like some contacts and details about some other meetings he had planned, and then there's like this string of numbers along with a name. It doesn't take you any amount of time to like figure out what those numbers actually mean. Seem to be the coordinate for a like luxury orbital palace. And the name is Bella Griza, which you have no idea who that is. You probably have to figure out that is some other way. But you suspect Bella that Griza, whatever these coordinates seem to be for, like, are in orbit, and it seems to be for some sort of like satellite thing. After you do a little research, it probably takes you about a half hour or so to work things out. It seems like this must be like a luxury palace that belongs to Bella Griza. All you can really find about Bella Griza is they're some sort of corporate executive. You don't see anything that confirms that this is the person responsible, but besides everything else, this is like literally none of the other information seems to lead anywhere or be related to it, but then there's just this name and these coordinates.
Everything comes to the well. Before I say something mad stereotypical right now. I'm just gonna say everything always comes down to these damn corpse.
Listen,
Yeah,
he was the one who got rid of my library, so he needs to pay.
he does need to pay. I agree. I liked the last library.
Me too. And you see Mojo's eyes like go into this middle distance. And he's like drinking his whiskey and just thinking very very wistfully about the stacks in his old library.
Well, who does that? Volta just drinks his beer.
My character notices this and notices him doing that and thinks, oh, maybe he has a mysterious past he's thinking about too.
Mojo looks dead at you, Opal, and is like, you see his cybernetic eye just sort of like beam into you. He's like looking at like infrared and all of this extra. And he goes, do you have a tortured past?
Oh my god.
Is that it?
Oh, how did you know? I haven't even mentioned it.
Sure haven't.
And you see Mojo look out into a middle distance and he says, I know a tortured soul when I see one.
Opal is deeply unsettled and gets really quiet.
Volta is just sitting here. He's ready for Peapod to go on his spiel again. It's like every time he gets the chance, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who here is good at recon and like hunting? So if we're gonna track, okay.
But
I'm
also,
okay with observation and science.
it definitely feels like we need more information because it's very suspicious that the only viable information points to a very specific person, a very specific coordinate on a data state that we got from someone who betrayed us. Like, this seems like it's all part of the same betrayal, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just to keep in mind, you did kill the reason it had the bullet is that because you did kill them. So I don't think he had any intention of handing over the data storage that was in his head otherwise.
So just a question. Do we know what's on this data storage thing?
Yeah, that's what we got.
No,
Yeah.
like, did we look at the information?
Yes. You were looking at the information, and a lot of it looks to be like dates and contacts for him meeting with other clients and everything. Everything else, the only thing after sifting through the data for like a half hour that kind of this like was out of place was like a string of numbers and Bella Griza as a name associated. There was nothing else associated with it. Everything else seemed to be connected to like some other meeting or group he's supposed or date for meeting someone, and none of those seem to be related to what you're looking for. So there is information, like there's effectively his Rolodex, if you have access to it, but that was the only thing that stood out after you did your search.
So
is it possible
we should go to this Bella Grisa place?
Yeah.
I think we should go. Yeah.
All right. So you're on the space station. To get to that satellite, you'd have to have some form of transport, which you did not have. At least not up here. So you'd have to acquire that so you can make your way there. You could probably like go find if you have any connections or anything, maybe, or if you can ask around. I know you have some family up here. Maybe someone can direct you to getting an actual transport shuttle so that you can go there. The other thing is, most likely, if you go to that station, you're going to have to talk your way in or have some sort of justification why you should be there. Because likely if it's any sort of like orbital platform or anything like that, it'll have defenses. And if you don't have a reason to be there, they're going to assume you're there for some nefarious purposes. So that's something else you'll probably have to do. But all these things are probably well within your skill sets.
Yeah, this seems like something that we could, through like observation or hacking, figure out the next like big party. If it's a luxury orbital palace, they probably like very often throw lavish parties that we can sneak in at, or something like that. I feel like there are probably things that we can kind of like join in to sneak on board.
And I mean, a place like that, they have to have staff or something, right? Like, they have to have people who come in and out all the time.
All right. So how are you going to approach getting the information you want to get?
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. I think we should check to see if they're actually hiring staff and then take those jobs. Another option would be to check the roster of jobs that have been taken and if there's a record of who took those jobs and see who is the staff so we can take them out and replace them.
That might be easier, I think, going through the process of filling out W-2s.
So I like the idea of replacing their staff. We should look and see if they have like a curator or a chef or something that we can like take the place of.
I'm calling maintenance man.
I don't know what I'm calling. I could call bouncer.
Yeah, but then you'd be
I'll call
stuck
bouncer.
outside.
I'll be a bouncer.
You would be stuck outside. That's the problem.
You're muted if
true.
you're trying to talk, John. We haven't heard you for a while.
Very sorry, I am muted. So you could I think you could probably, any of those ways can work. So I think if you try to get jobs there, it's like it sounds like you're trying to approach this in a like smart way and possibly using like you kind of have to know people to be able to actually accomplish that. So let's just say that I think it may be like, I would say it's streetwise, but I can make an argument like if anyone wants to like for an approach and a skill, I'll say make that roll to see if you're able to find someone that can.
I could probably do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have smartness and streetwise.
Oh, nice. Okay, here's the reason why I'm saying my character could do it is because I have several years of experience like in this kind of industry, taking jobs and bounty hunting, and I do have a few connections. Okay, so
I trust it.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a clock. Basically, what a clock is, a 4-tick clock is. As you do things, we're going to add ticks to that clock, and once you complete that, you'll have accomplished what you're trying to do. This is going to, because this is kind of in your wheelhouse. I'm going to say that this is going to be a level 1, so it's not too challenging, and it's going to have increased effect, which means you'll read 6 if you're successful. If you critical, you'll have completed this. You'll have the thing in like the right off the bat. So, if you have any, and so here you can, if you have any, I'll do that, which sounds like you're going to roll smart. Wow, and then you're having and it'll be level 1. It's effectively a control position. So if you can go ahead and roll that.
Okay, sounds good. Just to make absolutely sure I understand, do I roll a d6?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, here I go.
All right, so you roll a d6 for every tick you have in smarts, and you roll a d6 for every tick you have in Streetwise. So if you have 4 ticks, that means you roll 4d6. If you have like 1 or 2, you would roll 3. So
Okay.
yeah.
So added, that is 8.
No, you roll and you tell me how many 6s you got. Sorry.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay. So I roll a d6 once because I have 1 streetwise. And I got a 4.
Mhm.
Okay, and I have 1 smart. Here we go. I rolled a 5.
All right. So what was the first one? You got a 5 and a
4.
4 and a 5.
4. Okay, so that's going to be a mixed success. So that'll get you 3 ticks, which you'll just need to do one more thing. You're able to get some of the information. You're able to track down the actual person who's doing the hiring for it. It turns out that they're constantly having parties, but you're able to find contact information for the person who does staffing for those events. There's a lot of turnover on it because there is a high stress job, and you're able to find some of the people who find like a work roster for the upcoming party. So
Awesome.
now you have that information. You'll just need to figure out what are you going to do from there now that you have this work roster.
Amazing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Does the work roster have like the ships and all the information on there, or just the people on it?
It's a list of names, but I mean, with you can probably with some effort figure out who those people are.
All right. So what my idea was,
So it's really how you want to approach.
Okay. Yeah, my idea was, Volta just looks at the team. We figure out when the shift changes are, and while people, I'm pretty sure they probably use one same transit depending on shifts and buses people in and out. We catch them on their way in or towards the little shuttle, whatever, and that's when we take them out, take their uniforms,
Okay.
and take their identities.
Okay. So what is the approach you're taking?
I think the approach to this would be, I want to say smart, but it's probably also slightly aggressive because they're functionally mugging people.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and I have 2. Oh gosh, I got 2 ticks in smart and 1 in aggression.
Okay, so that's 2d6s.
Excuse me.
That'll be 2d6. I mean, you're rolling 2d6s for each tick. So this would be standard effect, and but I think this would be a level 2.
All right. I just dropped one of these bad boys. All right, I got 1 6.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so you're able to quickly and quietly take out enough people with your targets and get their uniforms, and do something with them that keep them out of action. And you put on your uniforms. You approach it as the shuttle that's taking the staff over. You get there just in time to board the shuttle as it's lifting off and takes off towards the luxury palace. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good because my dogs are mean mugging me.
My cat's is looking at me sideways too.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. We're back. We've just taken a shuttle heading towards the luxury palace as our runners have made their way towards what they believe is going to be something. They don't know exactly what, but hey, they got a name and coordinates. So, worst come to worst, they'll get to go to a party. That's always fun. Parties are fun. And so,
does anybody have any? Oh, my bad. I just had a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Does anybody have any super distinguishable features that maybe they should hide? I'm just kind of curious. I want to be super cautious.
I have the cybernetic eye, but I think everybody has like cybernetic something. So that's not too out of the way.
Like the people who have any load, like have a normal load or greater, will probably stand out. Like if you have a heavy load, you will stand out. So if you have a normal load, you might get some suspicious looks. If you have a light load, no one's probably going to notice it. But I don't think anyone actually has a heavy load. This mostly are light and normal. So you should be fine. Like you might get suspicious looks if you do something to draw attention to yourself. You might get some extra suspicious looks, but like, just having cybernetic arm or anything like, or cybernetic eye, like a lot of people have that. So you're good. Like that, like rickety one might stand out a little more, but you're staff, so no one's probably going to pay you any mind anyway. So,
does anyone else in the shuttle have like a work backpack, or is Volta just looking weird?
I have a normal load. I
also have a normal load, but Volta, if there's one thing he's gonna do, it's have his rucksack everywhere. He's a backpack guy. That's what his lunch is in. His jacket, just in case he gets chilly,
Yeah.
Mojo has everything in his pockets.
Yeah, if you work a party with a rucksack, you're probably gonna get chewed out. But
I'll put it in a locker,
Oh yeah,
you can
definitely do that. Yeah, right, cool. You can definitely do that. So you board the shuttle. This shuttle kind of looks like a flying squirrel, and it's floating through space because like in space it can be whatever shape you want it to be. So it's definitely has a flying squirrel vibe as it's flying towards the luxury palace. As you come to approach the palace is a palace, but it almost looks like a stuffed animal, but not exactly a stuffed animal. It looks, as you get closer, you realize it kind of looks like, you ever seen those honeys with that bear-shaped honey?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so imagine something like that, except for like whatever the satellite is, the part where it's like the honey would have come from on the top of his head. It makes it look kind of little like a hat. It's more like a dish for like communications dish. But it kind of looks like that. So it's like, you're not sure if like, is that like the little bottle of honey, or is that a flying gummy bear? It's just like this bizarre looking space station that is kind of bear shaped.
Volta and all of his non-tax paying existence is going to stare at this thing aghast and say, "Is this what y'all's tax dollars is going to?"
Mojo has not paid taxes in like 50 years. So he don't know.
You're pretty sure this is corporately owned. Like, you don't know why the corporate spent money to make it look like this, but somebody wanted it, and guess what? That's what they got. And so as the flying squirrel heads towards like what looks to be like the belly button of this bear palace, it flies in, makes its landing, and everyone kind of is filed out and being led to like the kitchens are going and as you're going, the people in charge are explaining everything to you for what you need to do tonight for the party. And they kind of eye all of you, and one of them notices like just like see it looks like one of like the extra padding. Is the rucksack the thing that's getting you to the normal load, or you have other stuff on you?
Oh, the normal load is being actually one of my purse in the rucksack is just his shit. It's just stuff.
Okay. So you get like some extra attention with that because of the extra equipment you have on you, and they're like, are you gonna put all that stuff in your locker, right? You can't go on the floor with all of that.
What I'm maintenance, so don't even worry about it too. Yeah, I'm putting it in a locker. But while we're just standing there, you want like a pizza gum or whatever, because that's the best you'll get out of this backpack. You're looking at it way too hard.
I'm just look, you're not supposed to stand out. You're all supposed to look exactly the same because the tension, you are not what people should be focusing on tonight. They should be focusing on the party, not someone who is decided to decided to just do whatever they want with the dress code. So
I'm not doing what I want with a dress code. My lunch is in here. You thought I'm just gonna walk around? Like what? What do you want for me to starve all night during my break, or not even make it to my first lunch break? Come on.
Okay, I mean, well, I guess that's better than you saying you're going to sample the food at the party. So
exactly.
Whatever.
Give me a locker code. Right. I'll put it away.
Right. Well, or like that attitude, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on you tonight.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be keeping an eye on you too. Damn.
All right. And so I'm going to start a 4-tick clock of keeping an eye on you.
All right.
Because you have extra attention drawn to you, especially if you like, if you be like, if you take a lunch break that's a minute too long, they're going to be waiting and watching you just to.
It's fine. I don't need a shit job. I can get a job anywhere on the station. It is my vote just coming up with the hotel for himself.
All right. So now you said like with the different jobs you're trying to do, like who is going to be a bouncer?
I am.
Okay. So you're led with like the security group to like a place to like basically a locker room, and you put all your stuff away. You get they have like have suits for you. Each of you is like basically it seems to be a black tie event. And so you all have a suit and like the wear, and they explain what all like if like you're even given similar sidearms because you're supposed to all match. You always stand out. So you have like you're given like a sidearm. You're given like the holster so that all of you look the same, and so they look over everyone to make sure that you're all good, and they start explaining what's going on tonight on how this is like, oh, this is going to be a grand opening. I mean, this is this is going to be a display of Bella Grisa's collection of all the various things she's collected over the years. So she's just constructed one of the most unique collections in all of Earth. This is amazing. You're here to make sure that everyone's safe, and if any trouble happens, I want them thrown out immediately. I want to take care of you. You like I don't care like if there's anything I have to deal with it immediately and quickly and not run this party be rolling. There's going to be some big wigs here, but if you get drunk, it's for you to try to abuse the situation. That is your job. Like, this is going to be perfect. I need you all to be perfect. That's what we're paying you for. So, any questions? And so this person is like kind of belligerent and like a type A personality and is like being very like just taking out every little detail what's wrong in the form that you just like do you even know how to tie a tie, or do you like is like that is not how that blouse should lay. It should be this way. And it's like they're just going around not even respecting people's personal space, like adjusting buttons on blouses and things. And they come to you and they are planning to do the same thing. What type of uniform are you wearing? What is the uniform for you have?
Mojo normally wears like really shoddy and baggy clothing because he's like such a slender guy. But when he's like given the opportunity to enter this bouncer space and given like his uniform and all that good fun stuff, Mojo puts it on like it's a second skin. He's been wearing suits for longer than half of these people have been alive, and like he knows he looks good. He's feeling himself.
Okay. So they'll go to adjust your tie, and they'll like, are you carrying anything on you that you shouldn't be right now?
They gave us a handgun.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have gauntlets. But they're hidden in like in the sleeves of my coat. So I do have gauntlets on, but the only thing you could see is like my hands look a little shiny.
Okay, so you're trying to hide that, and you'll be scrutinized a little bit, so you'll need to be able to pull off keeping them from noticing any of the extra specialized equipment you're carrying on you.
Mm-hmm.
As they like voluntarily come up and I guess maybe fix your tie or whatever, like try to brush out whatever wrinkles they think are there.
Mojo like takes a step back and like straightens himself on his own. He's like, I'm old, but I'm not blind. And he like straightens up his little suit jacket and adjusts his tie the way that the person wants him to have it.
Okay. So they're gonna get to like this. I'm gonna have you do a check to try to do that without catching any like the kind, because they're kind of get hostile with you as you're doing this. When you step back, because they're in charge and they're trying to make sure everything's perfect. And when you do that, they like, what are you doing? Like, and they're like starting to get up like belligerent with you. And so I don't know how you want to approach it, but you're going to have to either diffuse this situation, because it seems like they just start talking, getting like they're getting angry, or like I like if there's a problem, I can just put a report it right now and I have you taken off if that's easier. That'd be better for you. Definitely trying to influence their look. They're having a little bit of a power trip.
I see. Okay. So I want to approach this intelligently, because that's what Mojo does. and maybe use influence or streetwise. Either way, it's 3 dice.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Which are you going to use? Influence or
I think
streetwise?
we'll
Because I
go
think the level is
influence.
going to be different. Okay. All right.
Should
So
we
I
go
think that'll be
influence?
level 2. Yeah, I'll say that'll be
Level
level
2.
2, and that'll be like standard effect. So if you succeed, they'll they'll back down if there's like assuming that you succeed.
Okay.
But definitely they will back down.
Okay, I got 1 6, a 2 and a 3. I got 1 6 though.
Okay. Yeah. So you get the 6. You're able to like diffuse the situation without them bothering you. They seem a little upset, but not really. It seems like what you were able to kind of diffuse it while keeping them from like noticing any of the equipment you have. And you are each, and after that, it kind of goes back to this. It seems like they're not hostile towards you. They give you your instructions on where you need to be at the party, and they will let you go on your way and expect you and the rest of the security to be at your the area of the party where you're supposed to be keeping an eye on things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. So is everyone else waiting staff, or is there anyone doing anything else beside that?
Oh no, Volta is going to get into maintenance.
Okay. All right. So you will be taken to like the area where they have maintenance people at. Basically, you're there waiting for like have work tickets assigned to do whatever maintenance needs to be done. So you don't have a whole lot to do before the party starts.
Precisely.
But there's like you and like 1 or 2 other people that are doing maintenance. And one of the people will try to like an older person, like one of the other maintenance will try to strike up a conversation with you, like, "Hey, how long? Like this your first party?"
First party, far from it.
Oh, you been here before?
I mean, not here, but I've been to parties. If that's what you're asking.
I mean, I meant the first party here. Or have you seen like? Have you had been to I guess he like makes it like a Bella party before?
Listen, it's my first Bella party, but it ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah, I he's like kind of like, oh, okay, you say so. Oh, well, there's a lot of old equipment here, part of Bella's collection. So I hope it's not your first rodeo, but you've had to deal with some older tech, I assume.
He's gonna whip out his arm. What do you think?
I think that answers the question. Yeah. No, so.
We got several decades on this one limb right here.
Wow. That thing still's working.
It's still working. The only problem is I keep getting electrocuted in the shower, but as soon as I figure that, it should be perfect.
Well, I don't think water's going to be an issue. So I think you'll be all right for today. Honestly, go ahead.
We prepare for the worst, but expect the best. You never know when water's going to get involved.
Right. Yeah. Well, for the most part, we usually don't have a whole lot of work to do. It's like sometimes when people, like there's people drinking here, and sometimes like things happen, but it's maybe some broken down equipment because some of the things here are fairly old, but it's part of Bella, but weird collection of things. Like let me show you around, so when actual work comes up, you'll have a decent lay of the land.
Sounds good to me.
And she kind of takes you through like through the place where the party is going to be being held, and that's going to be in an hour or so. Walks you through it, and you're like seeing all these old buildings, and like you're kind of going through around the back way, and you're some it's like as you're going through the buildings, you're seeing some stuff is of different ages. Like there's a like the electrical work for one of these places is using technology that's like over 100 years old, and there's some stuff that's a little bit more modern. But as you're going, looking at like the power grid, so you're seeing like where things had to be converted to. There's like some converters that have been put up to be able to get power into some of these buildings. There's a lot of brick buildings, like, and almost all of the buildings, as you're going through like the space behind it, you realize like this is almost looks like it's a street, like it's the alley behind a street. And
is this some kind of replica?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's basically these are all old buildings. Like they, if you believe it, that like Mr. Griza has had these places disassembled like brick by brick in some cases and brought up and reassembled here. And like through this entire loop that runs around the space station is like a single circular street. So like, and all these are all like different businesses that used to be on Earth, I'm told. It's like I've always lived up in the space station, so I don't know, but basically, apparently, these like him and his family over the generations have done this sort of thing.
You city stickers are a weird bunch. I could not imagine getting that attached to one place so bad.
Yeah, if you're rich, you can do whatever you want, I guess. You gotta spend the money on something. That's how come, and like this, I mean, you saw this place when you came in, so.
Yeah. Can you explain the honey bear part?
I think that you got me. I assume they like honey. I have no idea. It's like, I guess if I was rich and eccentric, I'd do ridiculous things like that too.
I fucking guess.
Yeah, and so you continues to show you around. So you get your idea of where, like, he's like shows you where you can get to the equipment that you'll need to repair to different places, because of course they have to have a lot of different types of parts and equipment to be able to repair the different levels of and ages of technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole time, by the way, Volta's just scanning everything with his fun little optics. Both to make sure he has everything memorized, but also just to, for his personal notes with his van, especially with how they converted a lot of old stuff to, be up to code and modern use. He needs that for personal notes and reasons. With his entire radio station.
So yeah, you're definitely seeing some things where, like, man, you'd had to comb the desert for years to find some of the parts that you're seeing.
I might be planning my own heist in the back of my head. The job for
you too.
Listen, it's just sitting here mostly for what, a display of a street. They don't need it.
All right. So how about the rest of you? Are you going to be working the party, or are you going to be doing anything else, like doing some other job?
I'm going to be a serving staff. I think I should let the party know that I do have some somewhat illegal cyberware. I have fiber optic hair installed. So basically my afro can collect radio signals, and I can basically hear voices from far distances. I definitely want to hide that.
Okay. So how are you going to go about doing that?
Well, I mean, I don't want to hide my hair because, it's glowing hair. I can pull it off that it's just for looks. I just want to hide the
Mhm.
fact that it has any other function besides looking pretty.
Okay. That's that. I think. Yeah, I think as long as I think unless it's broadcasting anything, you should be fine to be able to just having colorful hair isn't going to stand out too much. So as long as you don't start broadcasting and you're only like
Okay.
listening, you should be fine. But
One
you,
thing
yeah.
one thing is if I get too close to something like a walkie-talkie, uh there's a bit
It'll
of
probably
feedback.
Yeah, so that's generally going to be bigger issue is just like, but I think as long as it's no one puts two and two together, like if you walk past walkie talkie and there's some feedback, they're not going to immediately be like, "Hey, you with the hair, it must be you." But it's one, but I would probably still try to avoid it if you at all possible.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right. So is anyone else wait staff or is this going to be
Yeah,
doing
I'm
any?
also generic wait staff.
Okay. So, oh yeah. So you all get a uniform and you're basically assigned to like a section of this party. Basically they've sectioned off this road to be a block party. Because it goes around the space station, it's a single street. And and you're gonna be in like assigned to one particular part to give out like food, and as you go to that section, and this is about maybe 10-15 minutes before the guests are supposed to be arriving. You see that there's like signs up for memory lane, and you see different old shops like you in other buildings. One of the things you notice is like, hey, that was an art gallery that used to be on Shelltop Station that seems to have been moved here, and it's sitting between like what used to be like this mom and pop's coffee shop, and on the other side of it there's like a ramen shop that was also. And the thing you notice is that one of the people you see at the and that's kind of like standing outside the art gallery is somebody who actually worked in the art gallery. Like you just like noticed the person, like that's the same person that worked in the art gallery, but you didn't even know it closed, let alone they have this perfect replica of it here. And so you're basically show where you're gonna be going, and they like let you go to kind of get ready and get prepared, put your stuff away, put on your uniforms, and like and they will leave you as the party will um begin and people will start drifting in. Um what you'll notice is that Bella Griza does not show up for the first few hours of it. You haven't, and you're kind of at this point are left with trying to figure out if this like what's going on here. Like you don't see them, but you do see a lot of other buildings here. So I guess the question I have for all of you is, what is one of the places that are on these streets? Like, what is one of the either an old place or like a new place that's just gone out of business or like seem to have upped and disappeared that suddenly show up here? So I want like each of you to describe one of those places.
My library. They completely tore down my library brick by brick and put it back up on this little street, complete with the little like lion guards on the side of the building. Like the little lion statues.
Between
they disassemble exactly. You feel me,
I
right?
see the vision.
So yes. So they disassembled my library brick by brick and built it up again in this little memory lane thing, like down this street. And on the inside, it's all like glass and huge stacks, and like there's a part where you can like go down and in, where like there's the little children's section and the media section, and the catalogs and the holds and all that good fun stuff. And at the front desk is where I used to sit before they stole my damn library. Okay. I'm not bitter about it at all. I'm perfectly well adjusted.
You were dealing with this so well. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. That library is here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And Mojo's mad about it.
Okay. What else do we see up along this memory lane?
I got one. For me, it's probably closer to the edge of memory lane, maybe a more decrepit looking side of it. And it's an old double wide trailer that functioned as just a cheap bar with watered down everything that I kind of grew up in whenever I was visiting my biological dad. He was a lower tier edge runner, I guess you could say. Couldn't really make it in the big leagues at all, but when my Outlander family was in town and, Ma wanted me to know my bio dad just because he wasn't one of us doesn't mean I shouldn't have gotten to know him or whatever. So there he'd be sitting at the bar, and there I would be either with him or at some booth, just listening to these people tell wild stories about the jobs they went on. And it's literally just some mangled old trailer, but it kind of was iconic in the area because of how many people they either got stuck there, or it's where they started before they got big in the whole Merc job. And yeah, that was at least a quarter of my childhood, because the custody situation was more like 75 and a mildly unwilling 25% situation.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Opal just goes pale as she notices a jazz lounge. It has bar stools with various, glasses for drinks. It has booths that are sticky from fights and drinks and food. And it has a run-down looking stage with red curtains and just a single mic and upright piano. That is definitely out of tune. And I can almost hear my dead girlfriend's voice echoing through that microphone. It's so empty, and I just can't look at it anymore. I haven't been there since she died.
Okay.
And Tally sees the local internet cafe that they used to go to. Just like loved it and would like meet there with their friends or their siblings, and hadn't really thought about this cafe in a while. But it was just sort of like a simple internet cafe where, people could go and sort of like hook into the like greater web or whatever from whatever their like cyber implants were. But this place had the absolute best pastries in the world. Like, there were advertisements for it. It was on one of those like Food Network shows, like Little Dives, Diners and Diamonds, whatever. They had the best pastries of all time.
I bet they were made with real milk.
They're probably made with all like actual ingredients.
Oh man.
Not that plant shit or that synthesized plant.
Yes, because we as a society have devolved so far that oat milk is now being spoofed. We love that.
Oh yeah.
It's Soylent.
So, I just want you to know that things are much worse than you thought they were.
Oh God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because as you walk into the library, you notice several faces that look familiar to you. It seems as though all of the people that you were working with before the library went out of business are here working in the library.
Single tier.
And so you're seeing like fancy people in suits and ties and dresses and like sipping on a wine and like having conversations as they're one employee's like there's this clearly this very posh person is asking questions about the Dewey Decimal System and like giggling with her other friends who are all sipping wine, and you notice like that's one of the librarians that you worked with.
They're drinking wine in my library next to my books.
This is a party. This is fun. This is like they could
Mojo
never.
is ready to lose his shit. He's so mad. He's so angry. They have wine next to delicate books.
And they're very loud.
I know. Oh no, they're disrespecting my library. Single tear, more crying. He's very
you see another gentleman who like opens a book like all the way open, and you can see the binding bend as it's opened.
Dog, come on, man. No, this is stressing me out. You're hurting my books. Oh my god.
Are all of these places staffed by the same people that we've seen staff them when they were open?
Yes.
When I see my dad's corpse at the bar.
No, you don't see your dad's corpse at your bar, but you do see your dad.
Bitch, what the fuck?
What the hell? I'm calling my mom. I know where he is.
And he's surprised to see you.
He wasn't even. Sorry.
He's surprised and mildly horrified because he's worried. Horrified.
I thought you left for milk and cigarettes that one time. You left me on that street corner. You ran
I didn't leave. So I went to go get the cigarettes, like the menthols, and because I love menthols, they're the best.
They're literally the worst. You need to get one of these e-cigs.
The flavor, literally the best.
Okay, whatever.
And like somebody put a bag over my head, and I was like, and I got drugged or something, and when I woke up, I was here, and it's like they're telling me like they bought my debt, and like if I wanted to get out from under it, because I had a lot of debt. That those 50% interest rates was like really, like for groceries, was really messing us up. And he's like, well, as long as you work here and I'll pay off your debt. You just have to be here at the place that well, you were the employee that was here when this place got shut down. And if I just worked here for like 10 years, I could leave debt free.
It's been well over 10 years.
Well, I mean, that was the debt I had 10 years ago. Apparently, I acquired more debt, and so I had to pay that off. So I was just,
part of it's probably from you not paying child support.
I mean, I would pay child support, but it's like I'm dead now, so I'm like I can only live. I'm here, and they're probably like, if I tried to leave, they'd probably
give me your phone. Stop talking. Give me your phone.
I don't have a phone.
Here's my phone. I'm calling my mother. Wait,
you don't. Yeah, you definitely do
actually.
Not have
I'm sorry. I'm calling
service.
my aunt. My mother's.
You don't have cell service on this luxury palace in space. Unfortunately, it's slightly out of range. Unfortunately, those satellites are aimed towards the Earth, not at the flying honey bear in space. So you'd have to get on the Wi-Fi.
Shit, I forgot to ask for the password. Also, I was so aghast with this situation. I forgot my own character's door. His mother is unfortunately gone, who is going to call his aunt. How about that? Who,
Okay.
but yeah, dang, I gotta get that Wi-Fi password. Also, mom's dead. Bye. He walks away.
Mom's dead. Bye.
He walks away. He can't handle this right now.
So while this is happening, someone takes the stage at a particularly smoky lounge and starts singing, and it's a voice that I believe someone recognizes singing.
I drop the tray I'm holding. Glass shatters on the floor.
It's a voice you recognize. I believe it's someone that you believe may have been dead for some time.
I run in the direction of the voice.
And so another employee sees you clatter down, and they like start trying to clean up for you. It's like, what are you doing? And you bolt, and you kind of people start looking around at you, looking around as you bolting through the street into this lounge, and you see your girlfriend. What was her name?
God, her name's Mel.
Mel is up on stage singing a song that you've probably heard hundreds of times.
I start tearfully singing along as I walk towards the stage.
And when she sees you, her eyes go a little bit big, but a consummate professional, she doesn't break her stride as she continues to sing.
I am just gonna sit in the front row.
And she's looking at you the whole time while she's singing this song.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about how absurd the situation is.
And when she finishes the song, she talks to the crowd, let them know she'll be taking a break for a little while. And then she'll come sit down.
What happened?
What are you doing
So
here?
I just quietly say, I saw him shot you. He shot you.
Yeah, I did. I did get shot, and I thought I was dead, but then I woke up. I was in some sort of facilities, medical facility for some weeks, and I had to have reconstructive surgery. And it's like they were like, well, if I didn't sign for all of it, I probably would have died, and I didn't have any choice other than to sign up for it. I should have known it was something, because it's like the lounge shut down maybe a week or so after I died, supposedly had died apparently. By the time I was out of the hospital and everything's taken care of, I was brought here.
But so I'm just seem like really taken aback, and I start out by apologetically saying, like, I'm so sorry I left you behind. I should have never decided you were dead and just ran away to execute my revenge. I should have stayed with you. But then I slowly start going from sympathetic to angry, as I'm like, why didn't you tell me you were alive?
I would have if I could.
I think my character's just gonna sit in silence, like not quite ready for a hug, but just sitting there.
I'm so sorry, but I have to Okay. I have to. Okay, it looks like we're experiencing some technical difficulties. I'm not sure if we're still alive or not.
Yeah, we are. I think we're
Okay.
good.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I
Just
think it
making
was
sure.
just me. I'm sorry. Atlanta has really bad infrastructure, and a stiff breeze knocks out the internet, and it's been windy all day. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm back.
Cool. All right. And so she was like, well, um, I have to I have to get back to work. Um, or else I'll get in trouble. I'm I'm glad you're alive. I'm sorry that what's happened, but it's just like she seems like she's about what has more to say, and she just closes her. She just stops and gets up and gets ready to perform again.
I stand up and open my mouth as if I'm going to say something more, but then I just hesitate and I shuffle back down uh, out of the lounge, just so confused and not knowing how to feel.
All right. I'm sorry because I had a brain fart. I missed what the fourth thing was that was here.
Internet
I
cafe.
yes, thank you. I apologize. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah, and so do you go to see the internet cafe?
Um, yes, but Holly is going to be very cautious about it because they're noticing like all of these people that shouldn't be here and all of these places that shouldn't be here. So they'll go, but they'll go in disguise so that no one would recognize them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when you approach the internet cafe, you see that the older woman who ran it, she's there and she looks as, like especially haggard because it's like that place probably shut down a good decade ago, maybe, or maybe a little, well, not quite a decade, like maybe like a good 5 years ago. And but she just looks tired. Like it's been way more than that. And but she's serving these like people who are like ordering, like making these like wild orders. Like it's almost amusing them to like, I want a triple shot espresso with like exactly 7 squirts of sugar and uh cream, and like these just unrealistically complicated orders. Like they're just being so amused by this whole spectacle of these different businesses that are lining the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And they just she what's her name?
Uh, Mira.
Mira looks up and sees you, and you can almost see the gears leave her face as she sees and recognizes you, because she probably recognizes you from when you were younger. And so seeing you now, it actually brings like a smile to her face. And she waves you to over to the counter.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since a long time now. I've been here since the since I got shut down. You know, they kind of like, I made a deal to buy the business, and still had debt, and they promised that if I came and worked here, they'd pay off whatever debt I had, and I just would run the shop for a couple of years, and you know how things are. It's more expensive out here in the up in space, so I end up having accruing a little extra debt, more debt, and kind of been stuck up here living.
So they're basically what you're telling me is someone got your business shut down and decided they would pay your debts by making you work for them and incur more debts so that you would have to continue working for them, probably until death.
When you say that, she just starts looking around like she's worried. Like, don't say nothing like that. I'm not saying that at all. Oh no. Dad, I just made some bad business decisions. That's it. It was nothing like that. And you can tell that she looks nervous about all those everything you said, but she kind of you can tell just from her expression that what you're saying is right. She just doesn't like she's like looking around to make sure nobody heard you say it.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay. Um, it looks like you could use a break.
Oh, I can't really take a break now. Down this party's here. I have to give them the full experience of being at a mom and pop shop. Well, this mom now, pop passed away. So it's just been me.
Mm.
Hmm. Um, Tally wants to try to like hook into part of this street and like cause an electrical shortage and like get the power shut off for like this entire area.
Okay. Is there a goal that you're trying to? Is there something you're trying to accomplish by doing this?
Basically just get the power shut off here so that everyone has to get out of these shops and clear this area and hopefully like ruin this party because Holly's getting an idea of what's happening here and feels like the group needs to like get back together and we need to figure out what steps we're gonna take. But in the meantime, Tally really wants Mira to get some rest.
Okay. So there is security here, and there's also like people like wait staff, and there are of course like the extra security drones, and also people live streaming. So to pull that off is going to be without any eyes seeing you is going to be complicated. So I'm going to say that's probably going to be a level 3 to pull something like that off.
So,
And it would be. Oh, go ahead, Finn.
well, part of it would be Tally has the ability to change their
Mm-hmm.
physical appearance at will.
Mm-hmm.
So before they start, they would like change their appearance to try to like just like make it someone else and then go somewhere like around the corner somewhere that seems like, oh yeah, I'm just a server doing
Okay.
my job. Nothing's going on over
Okay.
here. And try to hack in from like around like not in view of anyone, basically.
Okay. So, do you want to make this slightly easier, or do you want to increase the effect of what you're trying to accomplish?
I guess increase effect.
Okay. So it'll still be a little bit. It'll be a level 3. As far as like things can go poorly if you don't pull this off unnoticed. But if you do this, you're probably going to bring down the power for most of the street, if not the whole entire section of this whole entire section of the ship. I don't know how long it'll stay down, but it'll definitely be down if you succeed.
Okay. Um, can I use my caution and hacking?
Yes.
I would like to hack cautiously.
Yes, and you're also you're using and so I increased the effect because of your cyberware being involved. Will let you get alive for everything. So, but yeah, but roll those dice. None of those things. That is your. There's no glitches with that. No, I don't think so.
Can you say that again? You cut out a little bit.
There's no glitches with that, so you should be fine. Yeah. just roll dice and see what happens. So let me know how many sixes, or if not, what's the highest result you got?
I got 2 6s.
Oh, wow, that is a critical. So yeah, you bring down the power for this entire street.
Oh.
Like all it go apparently because of the wiring that had to be done to make some of the older buildings function. It like you took the power out and it was like a caused a power surge when it hit one of those converters that just you could just see sections of the street power off and then another section power off, and from outer like it's from like the view of one of the cameras you can see the lights as the sections go chung, 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 all around the street until the until this place is in darkness. You see then immediately like dim red lights come on, emergency lights come on, but you take the power down for this whole thing, and there's immediately people are like screaming and everything because all they're in the dark, and there's like people are panicking, but you do see like some purple hair glowing in the darkness. However,
I should add that Talia might also see a single small finger width flashlight in the distance from Volto's multi-tool arm. Just everybody good? I think I actually have work to do in here now.
I think y'all probably hear Mojo. Y'all don't see him doing anything. You just hear him going, "Go on, get the hell out of my library! Get out!"
So you're yelling at a bunch of well-dressed, tipsy partygoers
to get out of my library. Yes.
You hear a song cut off in the middle as the power for the microphone goes out shortly before the lights go dark in the lounge. The watered down beverages at the trailer bar is still going because apparently they had a generator, and it's like because they were like so raggedy that they couldn't run
Outlander built.
Mm-hmm. So they had like a gas generator, so it's still going. They're still good.
They have a gas generator on a space station shaped like a honey bear.
The best thing to run it. It's reliable.
They had to use a power source that fit the motif. It would have been weird if it were like some advanced power cell. Because this raggedy piece of junk. It would have been weird.
In that moment, like as everyone is panicking, Tally's going to use that while they're still connected to the space station, use their Neuralink to just like ping the rest of their party with a quick note of like, this is what's happening. I'm shutting the power off. We need to regroup. Let's figure this out. Just a super quick ping, and then like disconnects from everything, gets the heck away from this section, and immediately like changes their face again, so that even if someone did see them go over there, they wouldn't see the same person
come back
from here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, Volta will turn off his little finger flashlight so he's hard to detect, and goes to whatever meeting place Tally established for the ping.
I think Mojo has like a party goer by the ear, just sort of like dragging him and his wine glass the hell out of my damn library as I make my way.
Actually, I'm sorry. One more thing before Volta leaves. He walks back by 2 seconds, flashes, and he points at his dad aggressively. I'll be back. We need to talk. And leaves again.
Your dad picks up the water he's drinking that belongs to another party goer and just gulps it down in one drink.
Okay. Off to the meeting spot.
Yeah, so Mojo is like kicking someone out.
Okay, so y'all regroup in front of a Sonic.
Sonic. We went there for happy hour.
It was the last Sonic before they went out of business.
Happy hour and chili cheese tots. That's what we went there for.
Of course.
Jalapeno poppers.
The half off drinks from 2 to 5.
They even have like one of like the now hiring sign that they keep up even when they're not hiring because they don't hire, but it's there.
Oh goodness! You know what? While we're here, I'm gonna order a large sweet tea with raspberry, low ice. Because
There's no power, so they can't do it.
You don't need to
turn the power off.
You know what? I'm going to go and switch from one of my fingers to the screwdriver and just while we're chatting, gonna just use use one of those the straw things used to connect the syrups in the soda to siphon it into a cup. Anyway, it's fine. I got this. It's fine.
Okay, you siphon off some syrup. Okay, while you're doing that.
Tea.
So what are like? Talk about what are y'all gonna do at this point, knowing what you've seen so far.
We had to take Bella Grisa down.
Yeah, that's where my head is at too. I want vengeance. Because how they tore down my library and then put it here, filled with all of my old friends, and then allowed a whole bunch of rich people in suits with wine to break my damn books. No, I want vengeance, actually.
They made me face my daddy issues, literally.
I understand your very important issues, but also there's the fact that they're just like entrapping people in lifelong debt to keep them here after probably putting them out of business, like putting them into debt in the first place. There's some sort of like wild conspiracy happening here.
Not good. It needs to stop.
I should say that my old man was not running this business, but he was probably keeping it in business and off, and he was there. Okay, putting my personal problems aside, we should take this thing down.
Let's show Bella Grisa what for.
We should also
it's time.
Also make sure that Bella Grisa is the person behind this and not also part of like this conspiracy in some way. So like this isn't someone pulling Bella Grisa's strings. Like we need to get to the top of this.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they are the top.
Yeah,
I want very much to take them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have gotten enough information to know that this pleasure palace is Bella Grisa's, and this is like a family, like it's been in their family for generations. So you would have been able to pick up that from side conversations. I won't make you like try to figure that out. This is definitely their thing, and some of their and probably they're doing, but this probably like this didn't just start with Bella Grisa. They've been collecting things for generations. This is like a thing that this is what my dad did. This is what my granddad did. This is what grandma was doing. Great grandma was into this. Like this has become like a thing for them.
The worst kind of family owned business.
Yeah. Worst kind of family, straight up.
Honestly.
My God.
Yeah, and you would have learned that this is like they effectively use their money and resources to influence the like government, private businesses, like all kinds of that every single effectively it was this mega corporation that Bella Grisa worked for that had the law changed that made the libraries privatized libraries.
See, once again, the bad guy was the capitalism we found along the way.
Always the villains of the story.
Always the villain. Take him down.
Yeah.
Let's take Bellagrisa and snap a spine, shall we?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to say that they took jalapeno poppers off the menu, and that's why Sonic went out of business.
Oh, hell no.
So it wasn't, they just went out of business because of a poor business decision. It wasn't, it wasn't like they
See,
weren't put out
if
of
they
business.
brought on some of those motor oil fries, I might consider getting back there.
I just need to have you out when I'm tuning up the van one day, and you will see you do not need to pay big money on a space shuttle for that.
Oh my god.
This is definitely
fabulous.
bigger than
Well
just
done.
like killing Bellagrisa. Like everything that's gone on here, and even like how can we relocate these people and businesses back to where they came from? This is a lot bigger than what we signed on for.
True. But at the very least, if we can get the ship or the little orbital palace or whatever back to Earth, question mark? Maybe we can set these people free?
So you're gonna bring the palace out of orbit and down to Earth?
Can we?
Well, I want to do
Okay,
a murder
yes.
first.
Which you all
I
went
want to do
space
a
school.
murder or two first.
Yeah,
And also-
minimum one murder.
And also maybe just
At
take
least
the palace
one murder
to the space station and not like have to land it within.
Oh yeah,
orbit.
see? Cooking with gas.
We'll just take
Okay.
this place to the space station, and then from there, maybe so first murder, obviously,
Mhm.
that goes without saying. Second, get this palace to the space station. Third, maybe we start reaching out to some people so that we can kind of like spread out what's about to happen. Because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
between like laws and like corporations, this is going to be a lot bigger than what just the four of us can do.
Do you have the
Okay,
Wi-Fi password?
okay. So
Yeah, technically.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
yes, no, sound the alarm. Awake
What's
the
the Wi-Fi
proletariat. Let's take them all down.
Give me the
Okay.
Wi-Fi password, please.
The Wi-Fi password is Grisabella.
Oh, the Glamour Cat.
Isabella.
I rented that on DVD from the last library as a kid. The 1998 version from the 1900s, like the late 1900s. That was really good.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
You see Mojo literally like tear up and begin to sob. And he says, "This is what I've worked for. To spread media to all you youngins."
I'm not that young. I called the 90s and 1900s. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed that Bellagrisa is just Grisabella backwards.
I should have noticed that. This is me breaking character. If there's one thing, I have seen so many versions of cats, but I never realized what that was.
Now Memory Lane is casting darkness in the moonlight. You're standing alone. That's not what you're gonna do about Memory Lane.
Okay. All right, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm a big musical buff, so I'm losing it right now.
I'm glad that
Okay, all right, I'm good. We're good.
No, I kind of want to watch cats.
Watch the 1998 version. It's split in multiple parts for free on YouTube. It's the good one.
Oh, put me on. Let me know.
Okay,
Okay, bet.
all right.
Anyhow,
Anyhow,
time to kill Bellagrisa.
let's get Bellagrisa.
okay.
It's time.
All right, so I'm gonna say, like, if one of you what are willing to take stress, we're gonna just make that like a flashback of having done the legwork to track down Bellagrisa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Like while Tally was still connected to everything, they went ahead and like got this information.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a quick
Okay.
flashback.
All right, so and because I like it, it's gonna have this. You're gonna find them in the lounge
Ooh.
No, not with the girlfriend.
Oh my god.
with the with the
dead
girlfriend.
girlfriend. Oh
Yes.
no.
All right, Opal, grab your girl It's about to get hectic.
Okay.
It's about to get hectic.
And when you arrive, their security, like basically, you notice that the lounge is more heavily secured now, and they're not really letting anyone in or out. Because after you found that they've kind of just set up there to secure them from what they believe is a possible attempt to kill Belagriza, which they don't know what's going on, but without knowing what's going on, they've kind of locked this place down to secure it, because it's like a brownstone building, so it's one of the more secure places and nearby. So that's where they're at.
Jerks. Okay, well, I don't think they're gonna let me in.
No.
They might let me in.
Yeah.
They might let me in.
I'm maintenance.
I am a bouncer.
Okay, what if we stage something? So make it look like you're a bouncer who is chasing a troublemaker and they're running from you into the lounge. So you're just following them to like get them out.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Okay. That might be a little high risk for the person that's being chased, but
I could just go in as maintenance and, be like, don't worry, everybody, we got this under control, and, pretend to, like, look at shit. Or actually look at it for real, because I want to know more about the system.
Well, whoever gets in there, though, also has to get that security out.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. You have to get past security, and you'll need to, like, if you want to, there's a couple of steps to this.
So we could, like, looking at the special actions, would this help?
Actually,
like, to set up, let me look at my character sheet again. Sorry.
Yeah, let me look at mine.
Set up a teammate or lead a group action or protect a teammate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. You can set up an action. Like if one person wants to do something, to set it up for another one. I'll tell you right now, most anything you're going to try to do is going to have reduced effect. So if you do a setup action, it would increase that.
Here's an idea. What if I short circuit my fiber optic hair to intentionally create feedback so that the bodyguards with their equipment they get distracted? Yeah, they're not able to communicate.
Okay. Well, we'll do that setup action. I think that particular setup action would be a control thing.
Okay.
So that'll be level 1.
Okay.
And I would give you but this is a setup action, so yeah, you'll be able to increase the effect of whoever does the action to try to, get their way in. So yeah, go ahead and do that. What do you think the approach is, and what skill?
I think it's, let's see, not close combat, so I think it's got to be ranged combat or maybe
yes. You could do hacking if you wanted to, but whatever you choose, it's kind of like your choice, and I will adjust the difficulty or the level according to what you decide to do. But yeah,
okay.
I can see hacking. I can see ranged combat. I can a little bit kind of see rigging, but it's okay.
I'll do range combat if that's okay.
That's cool.
All right, here you go. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
So I got a 1.
Oh.
That's not good.
Help.
We can assist, right? We can assist.
So
right?
I'm so emotionally just distraught and not on my game that I almost just made it worse for y'all. I'm so sorry.
No.
So
Hallie, you're smart.
the clock I created earlier of keeping an eye on you, I'm going to go ahead and add ticks to that clock. So it's only 2 ticks, so you're good. But you definitely, when you do that, your hair, the purple light winks out as you create that interference. So I'm going to say you were able to create the interference, but you like blew a circuit or two in your actual hair.
Oh. Okay.
Oh no.
I could fix that.
So there's a couple of
Thank
things you can do to deal with that, but yeah.
Okay. So what if
So
what if I tried to convince the other bouncers that it was time for like a shift change or something? Because I'm technically one of them, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
yes, but I would say instead of a shift change, say that you need backup, like you found something and you need backup.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh yeah, you could say someone pulled like one of the switches in the back or something. And then
Oh yeah, be like, yo, we found
Yeah.
what happened with the lights. I need backup to go and check on this,
Mhm.
Yeah,
et
but
cetera, et
since no
cetera.
one's like radios are working, you just came to get people.
Yeah, exactly. And that should clear people out of the front of the doohickey lounge.
Hopefully most of them. I can't imagine they would all leave, but even if we just
but at
reduce their
least
numbers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what approach do you think what kind of approach do you think see that as?
Smartness for sure.
Okay. And skill?
Influence? Question mark? That sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds good.
That sounds right.
I think that's going to be a level 2, and I think that it will be standard effect since you are actual security, and we've established that in the fiction. So it's not going to. So where they would be suspicious of most, it's going to be less suspicious of you. So it'll be standard effect. Now, the question I have is: do you have anything you can at this point? Let's give you can do something to boost the effect to get more people to go here, and the options for doing that is to you can push yourself and take stress, or you can or you if you had some sort of gear that would apply in the situation, you could you can mark load for that, but you can always spend stress if there's nothing else.
I think I am gonna push myself. I don't know of any gear that might help me.
Okay.
Not just like not based on what Mojo has.
Okay.
But I am gonna push myself though. We got 4 dice. Give me some 6s, baby.
You know,
oh, son of a bitch.
Uh-oh.
I got a 5 and 3 3s.
Oh no.
A 5 and 3 3s, lads.
Okay. You're gonna be able to get a few of the security guards to go with you since they don't have communications right now. They'll like probably tell someone to let other people know since they can't communicate it. But you'll get like several of the security to come with you to go try to chase down this terrorist or whoever it is, and they'll follow you as you lead them away.
Okay,
there's still some security here, and because of that 5, it's a mixed success, and I'm going to add 2 ticks to the keeping an eye on you.
Wait, keeping an eye on me specifically?
Like the group, I think.
The group.
Or the group, got it. Okay.
Right. And so as you're leading them away, you notice going the other way that they're like small cluster of floating drones that have like one has like a light that's kind of like a floodlight almost, and
Mhm.
other drones that are flying in the cluster have like looks like some like automatic weapons,
Mhm.
and they seem to be flying patrols around the area.
Shit.
Can I? How are these drones being controlled? Like, who's controlling them?
You don't
You
know.
don't know.
Hey,
I think I.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
You can
I
try
think
to
I
figure it
want
out.
to send up one of my drones
Mm-hmm.
to follow the pack, basically, and see if they go back to a central location, and to
Oh,
see if
you
we can
don't.
figure out who's controlling.
Okay, well, you can tell that they're not going back. They're circling around
Oh, they're
the.
patrolling.
They're patrolling the area around the lounge.
Got it.
But just the lounge, right?
Yes. So they're like the area around the lounge. So they're not like camped out in the front of the lounge. They're just patrolling the area around it. Like they're doing like a cycle around. So every once in a while, you'll see the floodlight from the drones as they're doing their patrol.
All right, cool. I have an idea to get rid of the rest of these guards and maybe the drones.
Mhm.
Who wants to watch my back?
I mean, I would, but I'm gone.
Yeah, what do you need?
All right, I'm gonna like pull the rest of y'all away from this area out of the ears of all these other people and say, at the old shit box that serves the watered down drinks, y'all probably noticed they run on gas. I'm pretty sure they don't know about this fun little patch in the old generator that if you miss it a little bit, it basically turns into an interesting pyrotechnic show if you fit it with it a little bit and take off that main front panel. I used to fuck with it all the time when I was a kid. I think if we take care of that and split quick enough down the back way of the street, that should pull the rest of the security.
Wait, just so I'm clear, out of character. Just so I'm clear, are you gonna blow up the generator?
I'm not gonna blow it up. I'm just gonna get it really, really hot and make it send some sparks and whatnot. It's fine. I did this when I was like 12.
Okay.
You know, as an Outlander, you gotta get your practice in where you can.
All right. So yeah, definitely you can try that if you want. Yes.
All right. Cool.
So what is your approach for this pyrotechnic?
My approach is smartness.
Okay. Fortunately, you get to choose. This is a good thing about this game. You always get to choose the approach.
This is my expertise. And I do believe this is rigging, which I have 2 ticks in, so I get to roll 4, I think. Okay. I got 2 in smartness and 2 in rigging.
That's I'm gonna say this.
See it.
Yeah, this is going to be a level 2 in in standard effects.
I got 3 6s.
Yes, bitch, let's go. Woo!
Right.
Let's fucking go.
I'll let you describe it.
All right. So, using the old hand here, I'm removing a panel that's for a patch, which, dang, if they knew anything that they were doing up in here, they should have just replaced this thing, but I guess they wanted to keep the old patch for authenticity. And underneath it, some of you might see my old signature from way back when, the year on which I first removed this thing and did my pyrotechnic show. But after I remove the patch, I'm just gonna fiddle with this, fiddle with that, and screw some things. And then out towards this little thing over on the side, it's just gonna start spewing sparks. Nothing serious.
Nice.
But unless you don't, like, if you don't know this backup generator, you're gonna think that something serious is gonna happen. But you have at least 20 minutes before everybody within a couple yards dies, but it's fine. So, and afterwards, we're gonna split.
Okay. So a little more than that happens.
Oh, nice.
So when you do this, the patrons that have not made it out of here are going to panic. And there's this like people run. It's almost like the running of the bougie, or and like several of the security will get like almost nearly trampled, and they have to go while they're trying to go check this out, and so they end up having to send the drones because they're the only people who are not swimming upstream and to see what's going on there. But in this chaos, the security is like lost control as like there's people just flooding in one direction, giving you the perfect opportunity to try to slip in this chaos you've created from these fireworks, this fireworks display, air quote.
Yeah. Wonderful. Cool. All according to plan.
Right.
I cannot believe this one is all it did.
I mean, but is anybody of note running out though? Namely, the person who destroyed my library brick by brick to begin with.
Somehow the person who's supposed to be protected is not going to leave to be trampled by tipsy rich people.
Fair. I just needed to know whether or not to throw a grenade in the damn thing. So
I will not tell you not to throw a grenade in there.
well,
I would tell you not
Mojo
to.
has led these security people on like a wild goose chase. So now my goal is to get away from these people. So I don't know. Maybe I'll tell the people, like the security guards, okay, he's in there, and like close the door behind them so that way they can't get out.
Okay.
I'll just go back to the party.
Okay. I just want to make sure we are in agreement that you are going to throw a grenade in there, though, right? We all agree to that. No.
Jojo, please.
I won't throw a grenade if you don't want me to throw a grenade, but I have the fucker in my hand.
I want you to throw it. I absolutely want you to throw it.
The other people on the space station with you don't want a grenade being thrown, please.
That's fair.
Like, what if you blast a hole in this ship? We're all getting spaced. We're all suffocating. Something bad's gonna happen. Don't worry about the fire I just started down the street. This is actually deadly.
Just a little bit of spacing. A little bit. No. Doesn't hurt nobody. Except the asshole who ruined my library.
No, it's in meticulous care, except for whatever the people who are partygoers did.
See, they let wine in my library, you know?
Okay. Can y'all give me like 5 seconds? My elderly dog is having a nightmare. I'm sorry.
Aww.
One moment. She's like at my feet going through it.
Aww.
Probably dreaming about the fire.
Yeah. So I think at this point we're gonna probably like narratively describe how Bella Griza takes this L once everyone's back.
Aw, you'll get the puppy. Hey, cutie pie.
So I think with what you've done, you've set up a situation where Bella Griza is not getting out of this. So we'll kind of have everyone contribute to how Bella Griza goes down.
I throw a grenade.
No!
The girlfriend is in there. The girlfriend.
Yes, I believe in yes and. So yes. Okay, you threw the grenade and... No. So you threw the grenade into the club.
The girlfriend is in there.
The girlfriend's in.
Oh no! Okay, never mind. I don't throw a grenade. Oh no! I didn't mean to kill your girlfriend. Oh my god!
Okay. We'll roll it back. You did not throw the grenade into the club the girlfriend is in.
Yes.
All right. How does this takedown go? So I'll let each of you contribute to that.
Okay.
Whatever ends up happening, Tally just wants whatever, like, Bella almost certainly has some sort of like tech on her that will give Tally access to like everything Tally needs access to get moving on some of the stuff that's going to happen after the murder. So like helping people, like helping disseminate information to get stuff moving. So Tally just wants that, whatever tech Bella Grace has got.
Okay. Well, I'll say maybe you tap into but once the power starts to come back, you're able to tap into it and get some video footage, some other information, and start collecting all the incriminating, it's not incriminating because they're corporate. They can do whatever they want, but all of the information that will make people who can do something about this care. And so we'll say you can be doing that. So you're getting a lot of footage. You like maybe even tapped into the cameras as the power starts to come back to get footage from the different various places while this takedown's happening. So what are other people doing?
I'm going to run and look for Mel.
Mel's inside. So if you roll in, it's like you go in and security is firing upon you and you're shooting, you're trying to look out, you're calling it. It's like there's kind of like a little smoke from like things being shot and you're calling Mel, you hear her voice. She's like behind, like hiding behind like a grand piano that had its leg shot off and it kind of like fell down on the side.
Oh my God.
Crash, and she's like cowering behind the piano as y'all are having this firefight back and forth between you.
Okay, I'm just gonna put my hand on her shoulder and just drop this one-liner. We're gonna get couples therapy after this. And then I pick her up and I throw her over my shoulder and I run out.
Oh my God.
Okay, the girlfriend is
literally
clear.
What she was going to say in response to it. Oh my God!
She could say
right
whatever she wants. I'm carrying her.
Mel is clear though. The girlfriend's out of the lounge.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
Mel is no longer in grenade distance from Bella Green.
Okay, because y'all know what I want to do. I didn't want to kill the girlfriend, but I didn't want to leave this place standing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. So when I was asking for the Wi-Fi password and in my phone, I was contacting my Outlander family because if there's one thing about Outlander families, there's always one guy. You always know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. So I asked the man that made that's the whole reason I took that shitty job but ended up in this first place, who is the leader of my Outlander clan, camped out or whatever the hell I realized.
You name dropped. You're badass. Yeah, go ahead.
But I had him get in contact with a media he knows from back in the day to blow open the whole thing about them abducting people. And framing it as more abductions than it is like debt, because no one's going to feel sorry for anybody in debt these days. Everybody's in debt. But no one likes abductions, especially of beloved business owners like the internet cafe lady and the guy my dad keeps in business, girlfriend, and the library.
Yeah, and definitely.
But of course,
contributing information.
Girlfriend and library.
Yeah, so
oh my God,
add in the information that was being collected. That probably helps. You have someone to actually send all that information you collected to. Yeah, I just want you to know that one of the businesses that was moved here was a wedding chapel, Elvis wedding chapel.
Like the sure thing
wedding chapel.
Oh my god!
I'm just throwing that out there. You don't need to.
Also, there was this legendary wedding chapel. Hey, boss, isn't that where you got married all these years ago? With their drive-through, in their old retro photo booth, and then you pose outside that ancient car or whatever that you were so obsessed with because it has 4 wheels. Yeah, getting him incensed.
I mean, there's other theme chapels, but that was one of the ones you run by while you're carrying your girl. Unfortunately, there aren't any couples therapy businesses that were added to this memory lane street. Weird.
Surprising who? Surprising no one.
The one thing that like therapy is probably the one business that needs to be on this street.
For real.
Strangely absent.
This.
All right. So what else? What else are people contributing to this takedown?
Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but also Volta is sending this wants to get schematics and the manuals into everything that they're keeping up to date in here. However it is they bring these things, he wants them PDFs. He wants them. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. So it's like, all right. So is Bella Grisa actually being taken down? Or
yes.
I'm going to put pause on Bella Grisa. That's what I know.
Okay,
I have gauntlets that have Bella Grisa's name on them. So I'm going to storm into this lounge, gauntlets flaring, and start knocking folks sideways, left, right, and center until I get to Bella Grisa. And I'm going to pick them up by their throat and choke slam them.
Bruh.
At least.
Okay. All right. When you choke slam them, they bang against an old jukebox that you see this like almost like the Foz way back in Happy Days. It starts to play and then like a little disc sits down and a little thing and the pin lands and all of a sudden you start hearing the song Memories. But it's like kind of messed up because it keeps like in
wonderful. Wonderful. I choke slam them again because I want to hear the song proper. And they have scratched up records in their jukebox. Oh no, I'm choke slamming the hell out you, bro.
Okay, somehow, choke slam the second time got it to get past that groove and it continues to play.
We love to see it. Mojo is doing a little jig, doing a little old man 2-step.
We're going to get hunted for this. Well, actually, not me though. They don't even have my records up in here. Y'all be easy.
Okay, so you leave Bella Grisa and several guards mowed down dead inside of this smoky lounge.
Deserved.
And you make your way off, like out of there. But there are more security affairs like that are starting to arrive, and then more drones arrive, and there's actually starts to be a few other like robot security, but there's so much confusion. Since communication has been destroyed, that people are just in a full panic. It's like they have no way of being able to track you, and eventually they have to shuttle people off because like if they don't do something, like this is going to be a bigger mess than it already is. And you will be able to like board one of the shuttles as it's leaving this like palace in shambles. But you have the information and the context you need to be able to come back one day and deal with this, or to put them in the right people's hands that can deal with this. And so you leave.
Wait.
You're okay.
I snatched my dad by his shirt.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that guy. Like he forgot about me. It's fine though. We'll figure it out. They really should have had therapy up on this street.
He takes a glass of wine from one of the rich people who somehow is still holding on to it and downs that before making eye contact with you.
I mean,
we
come on.
really need to talk. and
No shit.
I think that is where the face, as you finish your walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
I hope y'all had fun.
This was
I
great.
did.
Yeah.
I had
Oh
a
my
blast.
This was great. It's so wild
Moch,
because I'm sorry. Well, go ahead.
Mojo's doing a two-step,
Of course,
doing a little old man jig.
Volta's just staring at his dad.
Okay, so let's reintroduce ourselves before we go out. And we'll go in the reverse order this time, and so we'll start with Kawira.
Yo. Yeah. So, I'm
You blinked out.
Koiria. I'm, still a YouTuber and voice. Yeah. Oh, there's still people who are like, maybe there's people who are just. So yeah. Okay. YouTuber, voice actor, musician. I love D&D. And yeah, you can check me out on Twitter at KJ underscore Creed or YouTube. My YouTube. That's me.
Okay, Jess.
I am Jess. I am a writer, editor, podcaster, streamer sometimes. You can find all of the stuff that I do on my website, writejess.com, and that's WRITEJSS.com.
Sharon.
Yeah, I'm Sharon. I am just a good old TTRPG enthusiast. But if there's one thing I do enjoy, it's world building. I am so glad to have been here. I would not have even heard about the casting call if it weren't for historically black dice. Best all black TTRPG enthusiast server. Thank you, everybody.
Alex.
Yeah. Oh, it's me. Hi. My name is Alex. I am a TTRPG enthusiast, a podcaster, a streamer every now and then. You can find some of the stuff that I do on Baddie Bards, on Instagram specifically, but we're Baddie Bards everywhere. So yeah, hope to catch up with y'all.
And I'm John. I don't do as many things as I used to, but it's occasionally I stream. I podcast. I'm hoping to do that again, and a little bit of voice acting. You can find me on Twitter, Sleepy SLEYPY. You can also find me on Discord as SLEYPY. Everywhere, except for some reason someone stole my name and I had to be Sleepy 2000 on TikTok.
Oh,
Whack.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us on Diversity Saves Presents Down Memory Lanes, and y'all have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
yeah.
Thank you so much. It was so
everybody.
fun.
Thanks for coming.
It was so
Bye.
fun. Bye, y'all.
Bye.